Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
No chance, so that's what you got.
Fellas and ladies, this is the first time we've ever done a show during a live match on the WWE Network.
Are you watching it right now?
I am.
Watching it right. Yeah.
Are you watching it too?
Yeah.
All right. Rusev just mollywhopped Sheamus outside the ring. Nat Baimel, he did. And now he's got him in a hold here, going for the pin. Anyways, guys, we will tell you exactly what happens and who wins the match. Then again, you're probably watching this and that at the same time if you're watching us live.
Because it's free now.
Yeah. Right. As are we.
We're free too.
We've always been free. We stay free.
We're gonna be free in December. We're gonna be free in January,
February, March, April, May, and even when we're ever in Buffalo, which we never are. But Raw was in Buffalo, everybody. Welcome to the Raw After Show after Raw episode number 1119. Not very significant, but they said it. I thought I would say it. Guys, let's circle these wagons here. There's only 3 of us tonight. It's a big triple threat match. Dale Rutledge is out of town. Man, did he miss a Raw.
I know.
Wow. It's a good one this week.
Yo, let's get right to it. First off, I'm Johnny LaQuasto. Hi, everybody, at JQuasto on the Twitter. Sitting across from me, usually I have a partner here. She's sitting over there. I guess she just thought I needed more space, and that's okay.
Like they said in chat roll, Johnny looks lonely, yo.
That's it. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Me neither.
That lady talking to me right now, and to all of you, find her on Twitter at Cathy Kelley. She's a lovely Cathy Kelley.
Hey.
What up, bro? How's the weekend? What did you dress up for Halloween as?
I was a bottle of ketchup.
No.
Yeah. I had a 57 on my butt, so you could tap that. Yep.
No comment. Let me guess. It was a red dress with the ketchup logo.
Yes.
I figured.
And I think I wrote on Instagram, eat safe, use condiments. I thought it was really clever.
I really like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How many creepy dudes tried to top your costume, like to come up with like a clever?
Mostly
like,
my girlfriends
you
were
need
coming
mustard?
up with the worst of the worst, but yeah.
All right.
It was great.
Hey,
there are a lot of really bad things you can say to that.
Do you want me to? I got relish. I don't know.
Great on wieners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The hot dog joke was right in front of you the entire time.
I was trying to avoid the obvious one, but you pulled it off. That is also Nat Baimel. Find him on Twitter at Nat Baimel, natbaimel.com. Very funny comedian and encyclopedia of wrestling. And he also forced me to watch No Holds Barred last week in its entirety.
Oh.
I'm never going to forgive you for that.
How long was that movie, Johnny?
It was about 9 months long.
It was a 9-month movie.
God, the funny thing is I hadn't seen it since I was like 10. And you know how like when you're 10 years old, you think everything's awesome except like broccoli? Like you think everything's great. I remember leaving the theater when I was 10 to see No Holds Barred. I felt guilty that my mom paid for that movie. That's how bad it was even when I was 10.
I just rewatched it for the first time about a month ago since it was in theaters.
God.
And I remember enjoying it as a kid. I was, I think, 4 when it came out. I didn't know any better. I didn't know.
Last week on the Compadres.
Oh my gosh!
What
Breaking
happened?
news right now.
Rusev just got the title.
Wait, what? I'm watching it right now. The match isn't over yet.
No, maybe
we're
yours is
watching
on
live, I
delay.
guess.
Oh my gosh!
Rusev crush.
Wait a minute. All right, go ahead. Talk about this. Well, I'm going to try to get like a live
Rusev
feed here.
Replay is on right now. Sheamus is headbutting Rusev, and then oh man,
Rusev crush.
Did he accolade him?
He accoladed him to death.
Oh, here we go. So he hit the white noise, went for the pin, and
Rusev kicks out.
a near fall. Okay. Lana flipping out. Looks like he's setting up for the brogue kick. Oh, he misses the brogue.
Clean as a sheet.
Yep. And then Rusev, what does he do? He gets mad.
wow.
Kicked him like he was a U.S. soldier.
Oh, super kick to the face.
Honestly, this is the best push for getting the network, I think, to have a title change on the network exclusively.
Wow.
And a beautiful bookend. One time that I was on the show was when Sheamus won it during the Battle Royal. So I'm glad that I've been here when he won the title and when he lost it.
Which one are you happier about?
I think this one, because that was that Battle Royal where he took it from Dean Ambrose.
It looks like he didn't even tap out. It looks like he just passed out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
his white body is very red.
wow.
Well, there you go. I mean, we let's be honest. We kind of saw it coming. You know, we thought this was going to be setting up for maybe a Survivor Series match, which it still might. But, you know, subscribers not exactly where they had hoped. They already made the network free for the month of November. 3 hours and 15 minutes of Raw isn't quite enough. We have one more match for you immediately after Raw on the network. I mean...
And a title change.
A title change
huge.
for a man who's not been pinned. What was he? He lost a few count-out matches. That's about it. Maybe DQs. So a man that has been pinned, who has beat every American foe sent his way, including Zack Ryder earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go, guys. If you're listening to this on iTunes, you already know this happened, but we're getting this live. And Rusev is your new United States champion. As Jim Ross would say, by God.
By God.
I think knowing that this match was going to happen on the network, I kind of predicted that there would be a title change. I think a lot of us did. But that, honestly, like I said, it's the best way for them to promote the network. You finally have it for free. This is just getting everyone to sign up.
Yeah.
Right now.
I mean, I hope it does. But here's the thing, though. How many people that aren't watching, that aren't already subscribed, are actually like, now, oh yeah, I'll join up now. You know what I mean?
Can
That's
we talk
what I
about
wonder.
how one of the things that they said on commentary tonight was, well, if you've never seen a WWE pay-per-view before, I'm like, you should sign up for the network. How many people watching do you think have never in their entire lives seen a WWE pay-per-view? That just seemed very odd to me.
Yeah. You got to find different ways of pitching.
Yeah.
And that's just another way
I mean,
of...
maybe there are, but if you're a fan, I feel like for more than a year, you figure out a way to watch at least one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, we couldn't really afford pay-per-views because, you know, they were like kind of expensive.
Oh, we would steal cable. I loved it.
Really? That's amazing.
We had called a hot box.
Go over to a friend's house, like...
Yeah.
Oh, I would just ask for it for my birthday, which is in June, which is Tainted the Rain. And for Hanukkah, I would wait till the next month for Royal Rumble.
Oh, 8 crazy nights.
Yes, sir.
No, we would have a hot box where you would hit there's a red button and a black button. Anyone over 30 probably knows what I'm talking about.
You
if you're
watched
under
it
30.
illegally.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the modern day just finding a URL.
Yeah. It was awesome. You hit the red button or the black button. If you hit the black button, it would unscramble everything, and we would watch the pay-per-views, and it was awesome.
I used to watch the pay-per-view scramble. That's how much of a fan I was.
Well, of course.
It was like listening to a podcast before there was one, because you couldn't see anything, but you could hear it all.
You're like, I think that's a foot. So, God, there's so much to talk about. Do you guys feel like Raw, I feel like they gave us way too much tonight. We got 3 weeks to Survivor Series, and all this happened. Leave a little bit up to the imagination, especially if we knew Rusev. Oh, God.
Yes.
Steven's now showing the trailer to No Holds Barred. Don't. Oh, God.
How long is the trailer, though?
Too long.
Oh,
3
my
months.
gosh.
The movie should have been as long as the trailer. Oh, it's just awful. There's so many awful parts about this movie. Just the fact that there's like multiple domestic abuse situations.
Several.
That go unnoticed.
Oh, they went. It's not that they went unnoticed. It's that no one cared about it.
Except Rip, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan.
Well, when he was done having his fun, he kind of cared.
I can't even, no. If you haven't watched No Holds Barred, that's also free, as it should be. You should watch it. We put the No Holds Barred challenge out on Compadres last week, and a lot of people actually watched it, because I did, with you. They were pissed. They were like, why'd you make me watch that? I'm like, I told you it sucked. Oh, it was really bad. Anyway, so what do you guys feel like? I feel like Raw we didn't need all that. Like, leave something up to the imagination, right?
We were talking about this, in all honesty, because they were treading water for so many weeks. It felt like at least 3 weeks in a row, it was the same matches again and again and again, the same finishes. And it just felt like they're like, oh, wow, we haven't done anything new for almost a month. Let's just put it all out there. Because, I mean, the network numbers came out. They weren't the best. They're obviously pushing very hard to get new subscribers.
Hopefully Christmas time helps.
I hope. And I mean, how you don't get new subscribers, but have a good product. It was a fun, entertaining show that was newsworthy. And that's all you can really ask from a wrestling show. I think they've actually conditioned us with so many bad shows in a row that we're just used to nothing mattering and nothing happening. So when we have a show where everything leads to something else and everything is progressing storyline, we're sitting there like the battered wives, just like,
I feel like they've also had a lot more wrestling lately. Like the past few weeks, especially, everyone's always complaining about how there's too many backstage segments, there's too many people talking, there's not enough wrestling. And the past few weeks, even though I feel like the pace has been a little weird in the shows, we've gotten a lot more just wrestling.
I think you have to. When there's so much television, you have to show people.
Yeah.
You have guys that can go.
I'm not complaining about it.
It's great. And wrestlers, they want to wrestle. I mean, that's the number one thing you hear people complain about. Hear wrestlers complain about is like, yeah, I just want to get in the ring. And they have a lot of guys that are great performers, and they're doing it. And tonight was a good example. Not only great matches, but like really progressing towards.
I mean, it also really puts them in that position where they not necessarily need to, but want to maybe step up their game so that they are bringing the fans something new every single week, especially when you're getting those, 2-segment matches.
I think people realize too, with all these injuries going on right now, there's
really a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to step up.
And something also, I mean, John Cena wasn't on the show. He wasn't missed at all. Like, at no point was I thinking like, oh, where's John Cena? Or oh, I wish he was here. I mean,
I'm sure a lot of people in chat roll agree.
I'm sure, but and not even just usual Cena hate, but it's nice to see that they're like giving other people things to do. It's not just, okay, this is the Cena show, we'll just give you 30 minutes of screen time. It's like everyone else has something to do. We're all pushing forward. We have new storylines, interesting things going on. I know it's the whole like Team Cena, and the ultimate goal is to be John Cena's friend, I guess. But at the same time, it's like there's also stakes to it besides just, I want to be John Cena's buddy because maybe he won't steal my girlfriend and have a monster throw me off a stage.
What?
Zack Ryder for life.
Oh, there. Hey, he did offer his services tonight.
He did.
Yeah.
And then he got crushed.
He got crushed by the future U.S. champion.
Yes.
No, I mean, you both bring up very, very good points. It's there's wow. I'm still overwhelmed by what happened at the end of Raw.
Also, so much blood tonight.
Yeah.
What?
Well, when you're bald like Orton and Cesaro, you have nothing protecting you.
Does half a centimeter of hair really protect your head?
You have no idea how bloody I would be if it wasn't for these gorgeous locks.
Yeah. Just a sieve all over his forehead.
Oh yeah, just a crimson mask.
Crimson red. So we start off Raw with the chairman of the board, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, hits the ring, and of course he puts over the network being free all in November. We think it's just going to be a bunch of fluff, but no, he makes a big announcement. He says Team Cena versus Team Authority at Survivor Series, but if the Authority loses, they will no longer be the Authority, and they will lose power. Which leaves Trips and Steph looking at each other like, what? And then as they leave, Dean Ambrose comes down. He shakes Vince's hand. I don't get it.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It's weird seeing Vince so frequently this past year and then not seeing him at all and seeing him again. It just, I don't know.
Is it me or does he keep getting younger? Like, he's not aging.
Yeah. I think it's because he's wearing, like, a suit of actual colors this week.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm used to like lavender and fuchsia or something. And he's just like, no, I'm in gray and red.
He looks fantastic. And and it's always good to see him. But right away from the start of Raw, we talked about foreshadowing. What the hell does this mean? If Authority loses, they lose power. And then as they're leaving, Vince, before the match even begins with Dean Ambrose, backstage Vince is like, oh, it feels good to be back. And just, all that. And then Stephanie had a very sincere message for her father.
Really hope you get home safe, Dad.
That's what it was.
I mean, there is history in Raw of Vince getting into limos and things exploding. So
yeah.
So I mean, that's a genuine concern.
Maybe that'll happen on the network. Immediately after Raw, see if Vince's limo explodes.
Oh my gosh.
We have a camera crew following behind him in an Uber.
It only costs us $650. So that makes Survivor Series Team Cena versus Team Authority makes it that much more interesting, obviously, to all of us because, well, if the Authority loses power, what does that mean? Does that mean Vince is going to try and side with Team Cena because he wants the power back? Does Vince feel like he needs to be back on television? Because he's been gone for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the last time I can remember really seeing him was before SummerSlam last year when they were doing that whole tease of I don't want Bryan as my world champion, and then Triple H turned heel. Has he been on TV since?
No.
Well, maybe once or twice here or there, but
Probably been a good year and a half.
yeah.
Not a year and a half.
Not quite?
No.
Okay.
No. Maybe like 6 months. I don't know.
Now, as far as consistently, I
Oh,
mean, like in a
consistently.
storyline,
Oh,
it's been
okay,
at
yeah.
least. And the last time I remember him being, was he there in the whole Team Teddy versus Team Laurinaitis? Was he involved in that at all? I don't think he was per se.
Oh no.
It's been a while since he's really been in a storyline though. So who knows if he's going to even show up before Survivor Series? I would imagine he will because now he's the one that made this rule. So he supersedes the authority, is what he's saying in there. He's like,
guess.
yeah, that's what's funny about that.
And we
is-
don't really know why he did. I mean, like he mentioned when he came out, it's like I've beaten the U.S. government, I've beaten WCW, I've even beaten God.
Yeah.
Which was a great tag team match. I
Sure
guess.
was.
And I guess it's him saying like, I want you to beat somebody, and now here's weird states on for. I don't know. In all honesty, I'm just happy that I have a reason to care for this match. I don't know why Vince did it.
Right. I think it's funny that he just showed up and he's like, hey, you know how you guys make all the rules? Well,
You don't.
yeah, I do it too.
I'm going back to Connecticut.
Pretty amazing. And actually, the funny thing is, they are in Buffalo. That's a really short ride back home to Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guest 4000 in chat just sent me a message saying that TLC was the last time we saw Vince on TV.
Thank you.
Obviously not this TLC.
The last year.
Yeah.
So, well over a year.
So
then,
10 months.
at least.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. It seems like it's been longer. But yeah, welcome back. I don't know what this means, but we'll find out. Dean Ambrose versus Cesaro. And man, Cesaro. Whew. So Dean Ambrose, fresh off his pumpkining of Cesaro on SmackDown. Dirty deeds him with a pumpkin on his head. Does it again with a pumpkin on his head. And then this match, I mean, granted, Cesaro does take some control because Bray Wyatt shows up, goes dark. He's sitting on the rocking chair on top of the ramp. But you know what's going to happen. Cesaro's going to eventually lose because that's what's been happening lately. As he does, Ambrose dives through the second rope, hits the dirty deeds, win, walks up to the ramp towards Wyatt. Wyatt disappears. The rocking chair's moving.
Pumpkin Spice Dirty Deeds.
Yeah. Tis the season. So yeah, Cesaro, he's...
I mean, he's in the doghouse for now. I mean, a guy that good won't be there forever.
No.
No.
And he also, I mean, like, got his head busted open hard ways, it looked like.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was when Dean Ambrose on the outside did a flying elbow drop when he was still standing up.
Gotta be. It was a great match, though. I mean, a lot of back and
fantastic.
forth, and obviously, anytime you get Ambrose versus Cesaro, I mean, these guys know each other like the back of their hand, so you know it's going to be a great match. And you know, Bray Wyatt continuing the mystery of why he wants to go after Dean Ambrose, which is interesting because now with Team Cena, there's no shot of having Dean Ambrose. He ain't going to be in Team Cena, right?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the single match. It seems like they set up a lot of single feuds that'll sort of culminate in that tag team match, whereas this one, I think, is just going to be its own thing.
It's got to be.
And they seem like they kept on teasing, like, Bray Wyatt knows some sin from Dean's past, and he's going to reveal it to everyone. But at the same time, Dean seems like the type of character who's like, huh? I'll just tell everybody. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, his CCW matches are all over the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Those things were ugly. Yeah, so right now with Team Cena, we only have probably Cena and Ziggler.
And Big Show, he said he'd throw in with him.
And Ryder, of course, which I'm sure he'll get chosen.
Oh.
Moving on backstage, Stephanie McMahon giving Triple H a little pep talk saying they can't show weakness. They must put together the strongest Survivor Series team ever. In walks Randy Orton. Steph does not like it. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Triple H goes to text Randy Orton. Steph doesn't like it. He's like, look, we need Randy Orton. We need Seth Rollins. Let's make this happen. Your dad's flexing his muscles. We don't know why. We need Orton. She's like, all right.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, very fair. Moving on, Jimmy Uso versus The Miz with Mizdow, of course. I can't get enough of Mizdow. It's hard to pay attention to the match. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's awesome.
I mean, Mizdow is so talented. I'm excited for Miz matches. I'm not trying to, like, crap on him or anything. I think Miz has always been, like, a good worker.
I think The
and,
Miz
like,
is very underrated.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, like, when he was going into WrestleMania, as much as people didn't really like his run as champion, I thought he did a great job with it. But at the same time, it's never been someone that people get excited for. But this, I think, is, like, the best angle going in wrestling right now.
It's the by far the funniest angle.
Oh my God, how he starts off the match giving a headlock to nobody outside.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's so simple.
Yeah.
But great at the same time.
Jey Uso's just watching him from outside the ring.
He did him the WTF face.
Yeah.
Just the...
I think he started mocking him at one point.
You said Buso when Jay...
I sure did.
What did he do to Damian?
He won the match. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
well,
when he super kicked Sandow outside the ring.
Super kicked Mizdow, and then, of course, but that distracted the other Uso just enough to have the skull-crushing finale from Miz, and Miz gets the win.
And when Mizdow got kicked in the face, the fans erupted in boos.
Oh, they were pissed.
Yeah, it was Buso.
Damn right, Buso.
It's one of those things where it's like, I mean, Mizdow is supposed to be the heel, but people love him so much that anytime a guy you want to be a babyface is gonna touch him, they're gonna get booed.
Yep.
I mean, that's the way that it's been lately.
Yeah, I mean, they should know their audience.
Well,
they should know if you kicked the most beloved guy in the roster, they're gonna get booed. Don't touch Mizdow.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, Vince said however many months ago that they don't have heels and faces anymore. They have that area of gray with everyone. So
yeah.
But then at the same time, why haven't you let Cesaro do his swing if he's supposed to be? It doesn't really matter.
Well, I think right now they're not going to let him do much of anything at school.
Basically,
it's going to be a while. Yeah, he grew a cool beard.
No shave November.
That's
probably
true. No shave November.
Except his head.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a man. Like, that took 3 days for him to just let that grow in.
Yeah.
This is 29
years. That's his 5 o'clock shadow.
Actually, if you shaved your head bald, you would look a lot like Cesaro right now. You kind of got the thing going on the beard.
You've got the muscles.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
If you shave your head bald, Cathy will let you swing her. How about that?
What?
I just volunteered.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never swung somebody before.
Yeah, there you go. There's a sitcom. Whoa,
You're a swinger.
for you. Oh, man. Okay, so we love Mizdow. We love the Mizdows, I should say. And this is the first of multiple times tonight where the, quote, good guys were getting booed.
Next segment.
Yes. Exactly, next segment. We have Sheamus taking on Tyson Kidd with Natty at ringside. This is a hell of a match. I expected a cakewalk for Sheamus. Tyson Kidd got a lot of offense in, really outquicked him for much of it. Beautiful backdrop kick drop kick off his back, sending Sheamus outside of the ring. Of course, he uses Natty as a shield, which was beautiful.
Oh, God, yes.
And that gets Sheamus counted out. Tyson Kidd. W!
Tyson.
W for Tyson.
And then Sheamus comes in and he bro kicks him like a big jerk and he gets booed.
Yep.
Shamboos.
His last match as the champion.
Yeah, going out like the sore loser he is. Mm-hmm. A lot of sore losers on this show.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, is this, obviously Sheamus was getting booed for what he did, and, you know, Tyson Kidd, I love seeing him get a win. And granted, he's Natty's a shield, but that's a cowardly thing to do, and I liked it.
He's been doing that on NXT a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just so excited to go on.
Yeah.
The question is this the beginning of like the Sheamus turn that everyone's like hoping happens?
I mean, honestly, Sheamus should be hitting him because Tyson's not protecting his wife. He's like, but that's not really the storyline. That
She's a strong lady. She can handle it.
Yeah, I mean, former Divas champion.
Exactly. I don't know. I liked what happened. Once again, another really, really good match. Did not expect this turnout.
It was I mean, this show had so many refreshing results, you know? I mean, you weren't expecting Tyson to win. He won. I mean, later in the night, you know, Seth Rollins won out of nowhere. It's that good thing of, I mean, we all know it's predetermined, but at the same time, you want to have that willing suspension of disbelief and believe that this is a competition. All it takes is one lucky punch or someone breaking the rules. And it's good every now and then to have these upsets, just to let people know, hey, like, pay attention, things can happen.
It was incredibly unpredictable for Tyson Kidd to pull off a big W. And what I like about that is it didn't hurt Sheamus because he lost due to a cowardly act by Tyson Kidd, but it really elevates Tyson Kidd. And who knows, maybe Natty will start being on board and be like, okay, use me as a human shield.
Yes, that'd be so good.
I don't think she would do that.
I'm not saying it's an option.
No.
It's an option. That's all I'm saying. Moving on, Dolph Ziggler hits the ring versus The Authority. They all come down to the ring, and I really enjoyed, I'm not one for long, talked-out segments in the ring. This is one I actually thought was cool, Nat. Like, Steph puts over the Authority, of course, calling themselves winners. Triple H tries to put doubts in Ziggler's mind about being on Team Cena, puts him over as the hardest worker, but who gets the credit? John Cena does! Makes a lot of solid points.
Oh my god, there's so much to love about this. I was just taking notes. I mean, first of all, Seth Rollins in the background with the best shit-eating grin I've seen in a long,
that was really good.
time.
It
Like,
was.
And I'm kind of practical that he has like kind of the same mustache thing that I have going, where it just sort of like curls over upper lip. So when we smile, we just like don't seem like we have an upper lip, and like he just has this thing where he can just just want to punch him in the face, which I didn't realize that I just realized people want to punch me in the face when I smile like that. But regardless, Triple H brought up a lot of good points.
Go ahead.
I mean, he was blurring reality. He was doing that thing of like, everybody knows you're the hardest worker in here, but who gets the credit for it? You know, Cena, there's that glass ceiling. You join us, you can break through that finally. I mean, like, he's literally saying, hey, everybody knows that you're great.
Yeah.
Everybody wants us to push you. Join us, and we will push you. It's that whole, it's like, it's turning reality into the fiction.
It makes it that much more believable, though, because they don't have to force anything. It's almost, it's written for them, and then the fans are already on board because they're like, wait, is this a gimmick or is this real?
Because he did say, he said, every time you get to a certain level, Dolph, something happens to bring you back down. And I was waiting for him to be like, yeah, it's us. But yeah, it was a really, like I said, it was a well played out segment. And he says, all you have to do is pick up the phone and tell John Cena no. Dolph mulls it over. This is another thing where I was really hoping he would think about it until next week. But
as the Americans say, we'll get back to you.
yeah, I'll get back to you. Yep, he mulls it over and he says, I know what I want. I want you out of power. I want your wife gone. I want the sellout gone. I want those two jabronis gone for good. Triple H says nobody will be to blame but himself. And right now he's about to defend the IC title against the future Seth Rollins. So just like that, Ziggler's like, nope.
I mean, like, I was really hoping he would agree with him.
Me too.
I don't want Ziggler to go heel because it wouldn't work because people would still be cheering for him. But Triple H brought up a lot of really good points.
That's why I wish he would have waited until next. Let something go until next week.
I'll be on your side on this one. Yeah. Because, I mean, he was just like, I want to see you out of power and you out of power.
That almost wasn't believable.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And also, I mean, I was really surprised he didn't just get like the whole force of horsemen beat down of just like, there's 9 guys in the ring and you're by yourself and you're just screaming how much you hate all of them.
Then again, I mean, you never know. We're setting ourselves up for maybe multiple swerves.
That is true.
So.
That is very true. I mean, we're still a couple weeks away from Survivor Series, but I'm predicting as of now that the Authority will stay in Authority.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe someone will turn on Cena and we'll get some fun angles out of it.
I mean, it would have been cool to see Dolph wait until next week because maybe Cena's back next week.
Yeah.
You know, and then Cena could have confronted him like, hey, man, what's the deal? But they have a plan, and I'm not going to, complain because the whole night was great.
Yeah. So
whatever happened, it was very, very eventful. Let's get to the match. Noble and Mercury at ringside, of course. Rollins in control early on. A lot of back and forth going on. They take each other outside the ring. Ziggler eventually counters, misses a Famouser, sends Rollins into the turnbuckle, but Dolph eventually hits that Famouser, picks up a little bit of steam. Then, of course, Jamie Noble interferes. Rollins sends him into the turnbuckle. I love that. The way Rollins does that now, it's impressive.
The buckle bomb.
The buckle bomb. There you go. Okay, Rollins takes advantage once again. Curb stomp. But it's basically a no contest.
Yeah, Orton comes in, RKO out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere!
That one wasn't as much out of nowhere just because of the camera angle, but...
That's true.
Yeah.
It was great, though.
No, it was really great. I mean, the crowd was going nuts for it.
Buffalo was on point tonight. Shout out to Buffalo.
We were talking about this, though, from Orton, who a lot of people didn't really like as fans a few weeks ago. Now everyone is completely behind him and enjoying what he's doing. Like, I don't know if if it's a different storyline and it's written so we are fans of him, or he's just having fun with this new gimmick.
I don't know.
Or a mixture of both.
I mean, I might be in the minority, but my favorite ever Randy Orton was from a couple years ago where he was the baby face. And I mean, he wasn't like the pandering, like I do it for the people. He was just I'm going to do an RKO. I'm really impressed I actually hit that, and then do jumping splits and just like fist pumps.
But now he's confident with it, and He's still got a little bit of crazy, but he's got a purpose behind it.
And when he's a heel, I mean, like, I know the real Randy Orton likes playing heel better, and maybe his character's more suited for it, but I just don't like his matches because he's such a great worker, but he specifically will slow it down just to get the heat.
It was boring for a while. That's why I didn't like him, is because I was bored. It was the same thing week in, week out, and now it's unexpected. I mean, the memes and the GIFs don't hurt. The Vines, they're hilarious.
Out of nowhere!
Out of nowhere. But yeah, I think that I don't know what it is. Something's changed, and it's more exciting to watch.
Well, he's upped his ammo. I mean, everything he says now, there's feeling behind it, there's thought behind it, there's like energy behind it. Like he's pissed off, and he's not even thinking about what he's saying. It's just flowing out.
Yeah,
and that's really the best way to be.
Like it's Orton with a 5-hour energy.
Yeah.
And you said that Miz is underrated, which I do believe he is. I think Orton is even more underrated because he's such a great worker. I mean, like, he's crisp, he knows psychology.
To be able to hit RKOs like he does, like, you know, off the top rope and stuff like that. The guy can do everything. And the way he took the curb stomp at the end of Raw, which we'll get to. Yeah. I mean, kudos to Seth Rollins, too. It takes two to tango, but Jesus.
But, like, when he works heel, he works that slow plotting style that does, I mean, it's a classic WWE style of, like, you know, the ascension of tension, but at the same time, it's just boring.
Mm-hmm. We just got a great tweet from our buddy Sam Del Phoenix at the Eddie Phoenix. He put together, I don't know if he did it or not, but he said what he wants to see Rusev's U.S. title, and he basically turned the U.S. title into like a Russian version of the U.S. title, which I thought is, yeah, man, that's cool. That's really cool. Right, Stephanie and Triple H backstage. Randy Orton just storms up to them. Asks for Seth Rollins one-on-one tonight. Steph calls them co-captains. He flips out. He says, you know, maybe he wants to fight for Team Cena. Triple H is like, I need you, Randy. I need Seth Rollins. I need the Viper. I will give you a match with Seth Rollins tonight. Get it out of your system. But when it's over, you're going to pick each other up. We're going to war. Scorched earth. No man standing. We can't afford to lose, Randy. We have to win. Face to face, of course.
No, that was the best Triple H impression I've ever heard. That
I've been working on it.
The game.
Behind closed doors, I've been working on it. Now, I can't do a Judas Priest impression. Or Motorhead, whatever band plays this music.
Oh, there's a very big difference between those two bands.
I meant Motorhead. Shut up. Whatever. Wow, thank you, Steven. So, yeah.
Motorhead out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Let me
out of nowhere.
Piece of space.
What if like Steven stood up and all of a sudden he just morphed into Lemmy from Motorhead?
Oh jeez,
that would be
from hell.
Whew, talk about a swerve.
Fun fact: Lemmy hangs out at the Rainbow Club on Sunset all the time. If you guys want to meet him.
Okay, have you?
Yeah, a few times.
All right, well.
And I know Cowboy from Hell is a Pantera thing, but Lemmy looks like a Cowboy from Hell.
Sure, exactly.
Before we get held in the comments.
I don't think people in chat roll know Lemmy or Motorhead or Cowboy from Hell. Maybe not.
How dare you?
I'm pretty sure a lot of them are too young to know who Motorhead even is.
Fair.
I might be wrong.
Who's Motorhead?
Thank you, Cathy. So yeah, I loved Triple H was on fire tonight with bringing up the good points and just, you know, face like trying to just talk to Orton like he's a prize fighter, just trying to like, yo, calm down, listen to me. Dug it. Next, we have a promo with nothing but eyeballs. Was it Harper? Was it Wyatt? I don't know.
It sounded like Wyatt, but I'm guessing it's Harper.
It sounded like Wyatt.
Yeah, but he kind of sounds like Wyatt also because he's had that southern twang. I mean, he's always been about, you know, the crazy eyes, and so a promo that's just nothing but eyeballs, I'm assuming is him.
I mean, it was, I don't know. We've been waiting because we had those little promos like weeks ago for Rowan and Harper, and then Wyatt shows up, we get nothing. So I'm guessing this is Harper?
Because we saw Rowan later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can say one weird kind of negative thing about Raw, which we will get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Does anyone in chat roll? Did they know for sure who the hell it was? I guess it was for Harper. I don't know.
They're still talking about Motorhead.
It was talking eyeballs. Do they know Motorhead? Maybe not.
Rostafa just said, tell Johnny I'm 23 and I grew up with Motorhead. Hashtag Ace of Spades.
Okay. And Rostafa's a brother, too. So there you go. Motorhead, that transcends all levels.
AJ0314 said, I'm 23 and I know Motorhead.
Good.
Hashtag fact.
Good, I love it.
Sam Del Phoenix said, it was Harper's eyes.
All right.
There you go.
It was Harper's eyes, so there we go. One more creepy promo for Harper.
Fantastic.
That's all we need. Moving on, Titus O'Neil in the ring. He's got a mic. We got excited for a second, but you called it. You're like, this ain't gonna last long.
If you see a jobber with a microphone, for sure Ryback is
Shut
going.
up, man. He's not a jobber.
We don't want him to be, but he is.
I mean, come on.
Let's be honest.
Who's his tag team partner, Johnny?
Well, he's in a hat. Okay. If you're counting Slater Gator.
And I love them.
Yeah.
I love them from the bottom of my heart, but come on. I'm surprised that they didn't give Zack Ryder a microphone.
Oh, well, they showed his tweet. That counts.
That does count, actually. That makes it even more sad that they would show that he's literally saying, hey, Cena, remember that we're friends? And Cena's such a jerk. I hope he loses. I hope he goes in with no friends.
I mean,
That came out of nowhere. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That was like an RKO out of nowhere.
Insult out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Truth out of nowhere.
Cena insult out of nowhere. So Titus barely gets a sentence out. Feed me more. This didn't last too long. Although great backbreaker from Titus earlier.
Oh my God, Canadian
boot to the face.
backbreaker. Oh, it's good.
Really good.
And no Goldberg chance, right? Big guy's over.
I love the fact the big guy's over. And you mentioned he had a great promo. Was it on?
It was on the, I don't know if it was on the network or
the app
but it
or
was on the
something?
YouTube channel. You can look it up if you guys haven't had a chance from last week. Renee got to interview him, and he was crying because he's saying, listen, I was a guy. I didn't like the person I became. I was hurt. I was lazy. This injury gave me time to he was crying. He's like, this injury gave me time to reevaluate myself. That reaction you gave me, San Antonio, I will never forget you. It feels so good to be back.
Aww.
Big guy is back. Feed me more. And it was just one of those things. Like, I've always kind of liked him, but never was like. My favorite Ryback was with him and Curtis Axel, and him just being the giant goofball and be like, this match is over, and so am I.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, exactly. Just Steve Holt.
Ryback.
But it looks like he has like the elements of that character mixed in with his old like just killer feed me more, and it's like, yes.
Yeah. I mean, we had Christian Cole on the show last week who was the victim of the Ryback shower scene, which sounds really weird. But yeah, I mean, I loved big guy Ryback, but I think you're right. I think he's combining different facets of him. Everyone knows Ryback's a funny dude. He's proven that online. He's got a great personality. For a guy his size, I think sky's the limit, and I think maybe this is the time where we're finally going to see that, you know, because when he first showed up and the whole CM Punk, Brad Maddox thing, Ryback was still like so green.
It was the wrong timing, and that's the business is all about timing. And it's weird in this like industry where sometimes getting injured could be a blessing, because I mean if he was still just actively on the roster, he'd be with Curtis Axel, maybe be in a tag title feud, maybe get the belt. He's out for a couple of months. He comes back. Boom, House of Fire. This is literally a do-over. It's like, all right, we saw what we did wrong with him before. Now let's start over and make it right.
Reset button.
You got to let guys show their personalities. Like when it comes down to it, yeah, you have a team of writers, but most of the time, the best stuff will come from the personalities themselves. And I think Ryback is a guy that we have not seen remotely what he can do yet. I mean, Mike as a character, as
I mean, John Cena, when he debuted, he was a guy with a silly haircut and plain trunks, and he almost got fired until Stephanie heard
pretty sweet flat top, bro.
Yeah, I'll give it to the
pretty sweet fade.
That was a good fade. All right,
it was a ruthless aggression fade.
It was very ruthless. He just went into the barber shop and is just like, give it to me.
He just pointed to the wall. Give me the kid and play. And they hooked him up.
But yeah, he rapped on a bus one day and someone heard it.
Right.
Someone just said in chat roll, hashtag feed me Rusev, which I would love to see that feud. Ryback versus Rusev.
If we could build Ryback up enough for that, that would be
great.
Yeah.
Good one, chat roll.
Dude, fans on point today.
Oh, they're always on point. I love it.
Me.
Wow, Ryback Rusev. That just rolls off the tongue nice.
No.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Royal Rumble, maybe? I think Rusev's going to hang on to this U.S. title for a long time.
I hope so.
You think so?
Hell yeah. I think all the way to WrestleMania. Unless they want to elevate him even further than that.
I don't know. I mean, I like the fact, Lesnar's been gone for a while now, and apparently he's going to be gone till the Royal Rumble.
I can't believe that. That is bananas to me.
But this is the time to make your other titles mean something again.
I agree, but here's my question. Why is Lesnar, and maybe none of us can answer this, but why is Lesnar being held out supposedly until 2015. Is that so they can bundle up all his appearances into one season of 3 months up to Mania, or is it just because that's what they want to do storyline-wise?
I don't know if it's I don't know the behind the scenes workings of it, so I don't know if that's a WWE decision or if that's a Lesnar decision, because from what I understand, Lesnar just hates other human beings, and he lives in the woods in Manitoba, and his only phone is a mile away from his house.
That is a fact.
And he will tell people. Yeah,
you didn't know that? Yeah, Heyman said that.
How does he use Instagram?
Yeah, Heyman says that when you want to call Brock Lesnar, he gives you a specific time to call him. He will walk down his driveway to his phone.
He doesn't have Candy Crush?
No.
I love the idea of Lesnar trying to do a selfie and crushing the phone in his hand by accident every time.
Yeah.
And then just F5ing a cow in frustration.
I probably could. Come here, goat. Anyways, Shell Shock for the win. Ryback all over Titus. And wow. Ryback rules. Moving on. Renee Young backstage and
looking gorgeous.
Beautiful.
So pretty.
Looking beautiful tonight.
Yeah.
Big Show. Once again, shows how underrated he is as an actor, as a performer. I know we make jokes about how when's Big Show going to cry next, but he just talks about how part of him wants his friend back, part of him wants to destroy Mark Henry and knock him the hell out of his life as he storms to the ring. Next, we have Big Show versus Mark Henry. Another match I think we might see at Survivor Series because it ends in a DQ, followed by a World's Strongest Slam on the damn steps.
Can we talk about the how they had football players, NFL players from the Buffalo Bills in the crowd tonight just to show? I mean, just for a second, they always, I mean, when Monday Night Football is on, they try to get a draw from NFL fans, and it was
Smart.
just, yeah.
I mean, the Bills don't
Good
want
on
to watch.
them.
The Bills aren't going to watch the Cowboys, or no, who is it? The Colts versus the Giants. I'm going to Raw. You know what I mean?
They looked real happy to be there.
Hell yeah, they're sitting front row.
And I love that Lillian specifically said, guess what the NFL players watch on Monday nights?
That was a pretty
Not
good
Monday
dig.
Night
I like.
Football, yeah. I don't know if I believe that, but it was still, it was, I mean, good
Suck
on
it,
them.
Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
It was. So yeah, Big Show Henry. Now this thing was physical. I mean, these two guys being over 40 years old, having 90 years of experience. Really good match. A lot of fighting outside the ring, and then the World's Strongest Slam on the steel steps. Obviously, like I said, ends in a DQ. This ain't over. So maybe this tells me maybe this is going to lead to Survivor Series.
I mean, I remember this feud from 3 years ago, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I remember when that feud was sort of like beginning, I was not looking forward to it at all, because it's just like, oh, it's these two big, slow, clubbering dudes. And that feud was so great, and it led into Mark Henry, you know, when he first debuted the Hall of Pain and he won the title, and they were feuding over that, and it was just great. And then they inserted Daniel Bryan into it, and it just added up another layer. But for now, it's just weird. Like, I almost wish they would acknowledge it, because during that promo, Big Show's like, he was my brother.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how betrayed I feel. He ate at my house.
And it's a big house.
I mean, that's part of the reality era.
I
Bringing in
guess.
that.
Yeah.
It's not as powerful, but it makes sense. It's believable.
Yeah.
And then they fought, and I mean, it was slow paced, but I mean, they are
I dig
big
that,
guys,
though.
and they're
Yeah.
older. And I mean, like, it was fine. I don't know if I'm necessarily excited to see where it goes. I mean, the ending was pretty good.
I don't know how much further it will go.
Yeah, like, I don't know how much more they can drag out of it.
I mean, I will say this. Big Show, he's incredibly underrated. You know, when he first started Challenge Rusev, at first I was like, but he sold it so well. I was like, I was really into it. And once again, these two guys tonight really brought it.
It seemed very similar to Mark Henry turning on Cena. That's what...
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know.
As long as this concludes with them exploding the ring with another superplex, I'll be fine.
Oh, you mean Lesnar Big Show style?
But you don't remember during their feud they did that?
They exploded the ring too?
Yeah, on one of the pay-per-views, they did the superplex spot that Big Show and Lesnar did. They just recreated it. The ring blew up, and the main event for that pay-per-view was John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio in a street fight, and so they just wrestled in the broken ring.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Your memory is just uncanny. I know I watched it, but my...
I mean, if you break a ring, I'm going to remember it.
Yeah. Well, I remembered Lesnar versus Big Show vividly.
Yeah, on
For
SmackDown,
some
yeah.
reason, that one escaped me.
Yeah, they recreated it, and I was happy. I mean, it's only been 3 years, so I'm sure enough people remember it, but at the same time, no one's going to complain.
No, and I mean, besides the 5-on-5 match or whatever it's going to be, we have to have some other matches. So I think Big Show versus Henry, it looks like it's going to be one of them.
I guess.
We'll find out. Steph backstage says, Mark Henry has ruthless aggression. Kane, go get him, because we need one more guy to fulfill out Team Authority.
To fulfill out?
Fulfill out? That makes sense, doesn't it?
Fill out.
Fill out? Fulfill.
Fulfill Team Authority.
Fulfill out. That means you fulfill your... I'm trying to make this work.
Okay.
You're right. I'm wrong.
Go on.
Nothing. I'm done. So yeah, that happens. So they send Kane to go find Henry. That's something that maybe we'll find out more next week. Moving it back to the ring, AJ Lee on commentary. But then it gets back to backstage. Renee Young with Brie Bella. Brie barely even gets a word out. Nikki interrupts and ends the interview. She's like, no. I didn't give you permission. You go down to the ring because the #1 contender has a match. And then we think it's over. Renee kicks back to the ring as she sees out of the corner of her eyes a large man with a lamb mask. Or sheep mask.
Yeah.
Same animal.
Yeah.
Nat, explain the logic behind this segment. After we had these creepy promos for Eric Rowan for weeks and weeks and weeks, and he fondles her hair and says,
it's even worse than you described, because
pretty.
It looks scary. It's like, is he gonna kidnap and murder Renee? Is this what's gonna happen now that he's been set free?
Yeah.
I mean, Bray Wyatt was the only one who was able to keep him in line. What's gonna happen now that he's out in the wild? He takes off his mask, runs his fingers through his hair, says pretty, and she comically says, I'm gonna go now.
I think that it was supposed to be scary, and it just didn't come off like that.
I don't know.
I think he should have left his mask on.
But her saying...
There's no saying it. I'm just saying he could have left his mask on.
But her... I mean, like, that was... I mean, like, credit to Renee. That was perfect comedic timing, but that was in a segment that shouldn't have been funny. It was written to be funny.
No, I really don't think that it was written to be funny. I think that it was supposed to be scary, and it just didn't come out right, honestly.
I mean, either way...
They're not going to confuse that. Like, it's supposed to be... He's supposed to be scary. I don't see why they would change that.
I hope you're right, because, I mean, if they... Because, I mean, now that they're doing... I mean, like, they know they have something in Harper. Harper is incredible. I'm looking forward to him being back. He always did great work. But, like, that leaves Rowan out in the cold, and I guess they don't want to throw him away, but... I'm just afraid he's just going to be that comedy character, like
God,
the new Boogeyman or the new Farouk, that he just shows up and people are like, whoa, it's the silly guy.
Almost like when Snitsky had his foot thing for a while.
Yeah.
It won't be that bad. But I don't know. I'm a little concerned by
it. It does not bode well for our friend Mr. Rowan.
No, he didn't do anything to deserve that. It's like he kicks some ass and looks, scary.
He was the weak link of the three, but he got so much better over time. I mean,
but being the weak link of that three is not a knock on Eric Rowan. I mean, Luke Harper,
that's like
you could argue is one of the best big men in the world at the stuff he can do, and Bray Wyatt is Bray Wyatt. No,
being the worst of the Wyatt family is like being the worst Beatle. I mean, you're gonna be okay.
Exactly.
Assuming you don't do. I don't know enough about the Beatles.
Assuming you weren't married to Yoko Ono.
There you go.
I don't know. It was weird. Shit. Let's hope there's not more segments like that with Eric Rowan. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella versus Emma. This is self-explanatory. Emma almost gets something in. Nikki ends up winning, demands Brie walk over to AJ. You know what's coming here because AJ's on commentary. Slaps her in the face. AJ slams her back. Nikki runs away like a Jezebel.
And AJ realizes that Nikki was the one that made Brie do it.
Well, she should have realized it when Nikki's whispering to Brie, hey, go over there.
I mean, it's a knee-jerk reaction when someone hits you to hit them back or attack back, protect yourself.
Not when you're a coward like me. But anyway, continue.
You mean like when I slap you? But yeah, I mean, I think she realized it in due time.
Yeah. One thing I did enjoy about it is, I mean, the CM Punk chants are still happening, but they're dying.
Well,
it's good.
They were pretty bad at the end. They said they drowned him out with the music. But I think that they were still there and they drowned him out with the music.
At the end, yes. But the beginning, they started the CM Punk chant as soon as the match began, and I started counting in my head, and it went no longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah. The thing about this, though, is you have Nikki Bella, #1 contender, taking on AJ, let's assume Survivor Series, but there's more still between Brie and Nikki than there's nothing between Nikki and AJ at all. This is the first. So, like, this match is going to have little build-up. We saw no Paige tonight, so I'm assuming Paige is going to be out of that picture.
I know it's supposed to be, what, 30, 31 days that she's her assistant?
Today was day 8, and Survivor Series is in 20 days.
I thought it would have been so great if it was exactly 30 days and during the match Brie realized she's free and cost her the title.
Well, they could pretend it's leap year.
I guess we could do that. Or they do that Goldberg thing and they just up the numbers.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Could round up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, Nikki Bella, #1 contender.
It's a new feud. I'm happy. As much as like Paige and AJ work well together and have good matches,
Yeah.
it's just been them trading title for 6 months. Yeah.
It was great at first. I love seeing those two girls. But yeah, we needed something new.
Speaking of happy, up next, we have a brand new Xavier Woods something, and I'm into it.
Brand new day.
A new day is coming.
We don't know what it is, but
I don't
the
care.
production quality on that video was phenomenal.
You don't put that
So
kind of
good.
segment out there without plans for something like that. Granted, they squelched the whole Xavier, Kofi, Big E thing.
I'm hoping.
We think.
This is my wish list.
Go.
Is next week we're going to have a very similar promo, but this time it's going to be Kofi Kingston dancing along, and he's the New Day. And then it's going to be Big E dancing along.
I do
snapping
know
along.
Big E can do a very good impersonation of a preacher, and he can do it. It's funny, and like Xavier Woods, I get that they were doing the whole James Brown thing.
Yeah.
But there was a choir behind him, or gospel choir, whatever. So that could, I don't know, man, but I'm into it.
No, I want all three of them in.
Yes.
And while we're like lumping all the, I don't know how to say it in a non-PC way, but like they're lumping all the African Americans together, and people immediately assumed it was a new nation, which it wasn't, which I was relieved about.
Yes.
Where's David Otunga been?
I think
We were talking about him like last week, I want to say. Where has he been?
I think he handles. Is he like a spokesperson? Do just legal matter? I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe because
Legal matters.
He's a lawyer. I don't know.
I know. It's just funny.
I missed the coffee cup.
Yeah. I think Otunga could be a decent on-camera personality, like he was being that smarmy lawyer. But I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm happy Xavier Woods is actually getting something, because when they didn't he like get brought up with like a little fanfare and then immediately started jobbing?
Right.
Well, he got paired with R-Truth for a little bit.
That's right.
And then, which everyone loved just because of TNA.
But this was a very quick turnaround from, it was no more than, 6 weeks ago, maybe 2 months that, we saw the three of them, then they disappeared, and that was it. So for this to come about, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy that he's getting something. I hope that Kofi and Big E, because like all three of them are so talented.
They are, dude, okay, there was a couple weeks ago, there was a backstage thing, I think it went on the YouTube channel, with Tom Phillips, I think it was.
Yes, I saw that.
And they were all just speaking in British accents. One of them had bacon pre-match. One of them, Big E was eating sausage. And then Xavier, I don't know what, he was eating grapes. And it was just the funniest 90 seconds. And you could tell it was just them riffing. And they put it on the YouTube. It was brilliant. The three of them together, the chemistry's there. Let them use it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if it's Xavier Woods on his own, I mean,
No, it can't be. He needs an entourage.
Where have Kofi and Big E been? Like I said, I just want a promo next week of Kofi doing the same thing and just like show that. I mean, Kofi's never had a personality other than maybe he's Jamaican, which he really isn't.
Let's do Kofi different.
Yes.
I love Kofi, but let's give him something different. He's never always same ring attire, always same character. Let's just totally change it up.
I mean, I would think that the fact that we really haven't seen Kofi much since they originally gave us this semi gimmick. I don't know when was it? Like it was like
months
3
ago.
months ago.
I think I was here actually on AfterBuzz that night as well.
So it would make me think that he's going to be a part of it, right?
Yeah.
Unless
hope
they're
so.
giving him something else or they're just not using him.
I don't know.
But I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm just happy for Xavier Woods. He's a great dude. He's an awesome interview, and I'm glad that there's something there. So
Friend of
I'm
the
excited to
show.
see. Friend of the show as well. Friend of every show, because he's just a cool dude.
Yeah.
Moving on, Zack Ryder in the ring, and they show the tweet politicking to be on Team Cena. I'm sure that's going to work out. Rusev crush. That's all there is to it. Ryder does get a little bit of offense in.
This is what I was like, wait, are we watching SmackDown? Because they were using so many people that we never see on Raw tonight. Like, Titus got a match, Zack Ryder. I mean, like, I love seeing
Tyson
these guys,
Kidd.
but it was just like, I was like, what are we watching?
superstars?
It really is like the roster is so light right now that they have an opportunity for anyone to have matches. But I was just really confused.
Poor Ryder. I feel like I have as good of a chance of getting on Team Cena as he does.
Aww.
I feel like I should just tweet at Cena.
You know
what
what?
about me, John?
He's still got a job.
He does. And
He's
God
got a
bless
big
him.
following.
God bless him.
Yeah.
I remember during that.
He's doing all right. Granted, he might not be, on TV like he is. Bottom line is, he's got a job, he's got a contract, he's got a huge following. So whatever he does post WWE, he's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, and I love Zach, but it was that thing of like during that great summer cleaning of their roster.
Yeah.
Zach he spared, yay, but if they're gonna do another cleaning, it's not gonna look good for him.
I think that they spared him because they do realize his value and that a lot of people still buy his merchandise.
Oh yeah,
That is true.
He still has a huge social media following, more so than other people, and I think that I really don't understand why they don't utilize that more and let him have a show online again, or something similar, just because why not capitalize on it? You have this guy. If you're not going to use him in the ring every single week, then at least, use him to promote on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all those platforms.
Have him just be like a professional fan. Because he's such a big fan of the product and he's a lifelong wrestling.
It's kind of like what that tweet was. Like, yeah, he was, hey, I'll be on Team Cena. But what's cool about that is that got him a match with Rusev, and he got crushed.
Whatever happened to Tout, speaking of social media? Trying to make Tout happen.
It went the way of Friendster mighty quick.
Yeah. Tout it's kind of like LinkedIn, although LinkedIn's actually does work, doesn't it?
That was a great comparison.
Was it bad? I don't know. I get these emails like, hey, join LinkedIn. I'm like, no, I don't even know what that is.
This is entirely a kayfabe idea.
Okay.
But how great would it be if they had like a Tinder app for wrestlers where you just swipe by people on the roster who you think you can actually beat? And if you did a match, it's like, oh yeah, I thought I could beat this guy. He thinks he can beat you. Then you wrestle to see who actually would win.
Creepy, but funny.
You don't hook up with them, but it's just like
I know.
For example, Zack Ryder, he's just like Rusev. No.
You can go through the
Big Show,
entire
no.
Tinder app in like 30 seconds. I mean, how many guys are there?
Yeah, but then you just do it every week, and that's how you match up people.
Moving
Wrestling
on.
Tinder.
Moving on. Rusev and Lana backstage. Steph approaches them and offers them a spot in Team Authority. And Lana says, what do you say in America? We get back to you. And they shake hands and go their merry way. I like it. Team Authority, man. They be recruiting.
Yeah.
They're like when the Army shows up at your high school, man. They're pushing. They're pushing.
I'm really excited to see who is on each team.
Yeah.
Because it's really unpredictable. Like, I genuinely have no idea who's going to be on what side.
It's obviously going to be a huge underdog with Team Cena.
Yeah.
He's not even showing up to recruit people.
He's too busy shooting an Amy Schumer movie.
Is that what he's doing right now?
Apparently playing the role of Dolph Ziggler, funny enough.
Yeah. That's
He
interesting.
sleeps with. He has a nude scene or a sex scene with Amy Schumer in there.
Don't even want to.
Meanwhile, Ziggler's
It's on
standing up for
Total
the guy.
Divas, so.
Yeah. Okay, Stardust versus one of the Matadoras now. They actually had a win on SmackDown versus Stardust and Goldust thanks to El Torito. The Mizdow's on commentary, which is amazing because, of course, Damien Mizdow also a stunt double for commentary, as Nat is actually showing that right now. As I talk, I'm going to talk about the Mizdow's versus the Matadors versus kind of the Goldust and Stardust, and Nat is going to be my stunt double, and you're really good at it. Really good at it. But I hope the cameras are showing it back and forth because, man, this is awesome. All right, moving back. Moving back to the match, Stardust at one point tosses JBL's hat at the Mizdow's. El Torito kicks Goldust into them. Fernando with a backstabber for the win. My God, the Matadors are winning.
That's when it's the dark days of the tag team division when they're like, we need a new contender for the titles.
Well, there's more than that.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about
all of them.
No, a year ago their tag teams were so sparse, and now we have so many people. Like, it should be easy to come up with. I don't know.
I'm guessing, and this is another one of my patented predictions, is they want to put the titles on Mizdow and Miz, but you can't really do the heel versus heel dynamic with Star and Goldust, so they figure let's put in the face team of the Matadors, do the three-way, and then the Mizdows can win it that way. That's my guess. Overbooked, just like they like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. I called it here first, though, if it does happen.
I mean, it's not that far of a stretch.
It isn't. But either way, Matadors.
But good one.
Matadors are winning. But we're all winning by watching the Miz Douse. So that's all.
Yeah, just keep bringing them back out.
Oh, man. Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. Wow. We knew it would be a great match, but a lot more happened than what I know I certainly expected. Call me naive. Authority at ringside. You know, Orton in Punisher mode early on. Rollins gains control, goes back and forth. Orton backdrops Rollins off of the announcer's table. Undresses the announcer's table, which you know at some point it's going to get used. Superplex off the top rope. Rollins counters, takes out Orton through the second rope, catches him with a sweet knee back inside the ring. Goes for the RKO, a counter, and then a backslide roll-up for the win. Nat, how you never see backslide roll-ups for wins anymore.
It is so rare.
Clean W.
Clean.
Good that it was unpredictable.
Right?
Yeah, which is almost sad because we've had how many main events in a row, week after week, have we had that it'll be a good match and then just ends with a screw job finish. It's nice that we actually have, oh, look, here's a clean win off of a move you never really see people win with. Just to, again, remind people, hey, anything can happen. This is supposed to be real.
Which really set up the shock.
Which was really great.
Yeah.
If you will. So Randy Orton, you know, the whole Authority gets in the ring. They're just encouraging him to stand up and shake hands. And Triple H is like, it's over. Just, you know, shakes the hand of Noble, shakes the hand of Mercury, shakes the hand of Kane. And then Rollins is like, you know, I'm the bigger man here. I'm going to shake your hand. And Orton shakes his hand, and I'm thinking, all right, we're going off the air.
It's almost too predictable to actually happen.
Right.
But then
I'm thinking we're going off the air, and they're all one big happy family, and I'm cool with it because we got 3 more weeks to develop. I'll be damned if there wasn't an RKO out of nowhere.
Yep.
And then everyone started brawling.
Then all hell breaks loose. Triple H comes in, tries to calm down Randy Orton after he clears the ring. He knocks Triple H in the head. That's when the Authority jumps in. Once again, Orton fights back, clears the ring one more time, and that's when just it continues to go crazy. Attacks Rollins on the table, RKO to Mercury. Eventually, Kane holds him down, curb stomp off the table.
That brutal.
He's bleeding.
Oh my gosh.
He's bleeding.
He looked genuinely
I wonder
hurt.
what got him bleeding. That's the thing.
Maybe something on the table.
God, I hope not, because I don't want his head being hit that hard off the table. But so Triple H stops them, and we think that's it. We're going off the air. Got it.
Yeah.
That's when Steph thinks about it, and she's like, "Finish it." I'm like, what? And Triple H is like, "All right, happy wife, happy life." And he's like, "All right, finish it." And they walk off, and that's when a curb stomp on the steel steps. Jumping off of the announcer's table with a camera angle that was done to perfection.
It looked so scary.
And he even did the Orton just to drive it in.
I was going to say, it kind of looked like that was the plan all along, but Triple H was kind of stalling whether that was going to happen, because we went off air like 16 minutes after the hour. It was a long show. Like, it kind of looked like they weren't sure whether they should do that finisher just because, or that the steel steps anymore, just because Orton was so beaten up, and then they decided to go for it anyways. But the camera kept on going back and forth from the action that was going on to Triple H walking up the ramp. Like, it looked like they were kind of deciding what they needed to do, if they could continue.
Yeah, and I remember you were saying earlier you almost thought they gave us too much for the show, and like right after it happened, we were having like a friendly debate about. I mean, if he did just shake his hand and the Authority was one big happy family going into next week, it would be another show of nothing really progressed, and we're still just waiting for the big thing to happen.
We got Sheamus and Rusev coming up right afterwards.
I was surprised that it went that far over, knowing that there was going to be this match at the end, or this match on the network at the end. But then it also makes sense because it gives people more time to sign up to watch it.
Buffalo's exhausted right now, I can tell you that. A lot of people are calling in sick tomorrow.
They were a good crowd, though.
Yeah, they were.
There have been some dead crowds the past couple of weeks. Buffalo was on point.
Really on point. And so we have a new U.S. champion that was crowned on the WWE Network. And now, I mean, Randy Orton gets destroyed. So, I mean, there's no foreshadowing there. We can only assume that there's no way in hell Randy Orton's going to side with... See, I was thinking he was going to side with Team Authority, then maybe we'd have a big switch. at Survivor Series, but at this point, how would he even?
I mean, I'm assuming he'll be out because I think he's filming a movie like soon, so he'll probably be out for like 2 weeks or so.
The Condemned 2.
Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah. And I think you're right.
Chat roll.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, he'll be out, and then, you know, Raw before Survivor Series, it's like, oh, it's 4-on-5, I guess we're going to go in outmanned. Music hits, place explodes, he comes in.
Good point.
Orton, Cena, they don't like each other, but they have a common enemy.
That makes more sense to me. Whew. What a show.
What a show.
What a damn show. Not much else to say other than that. Survivor Series in less than 3 weeks. And we're setting up for something. We don't know what it is, but there's a lot of untold stories yet.
Yeah.
Which is all we can ask for.
It was cool to see title change on the network, like.
And Rusev, that damn Russian, has the U.S. championship.
Our championship.
Yep.
Give it back.
Give it back. Nat Baimel, put yourself over.
You can find me on Twitter at Nat Baimel, and I will be at the Orlando Improv November 20th through 23rd, home of NXT.
Hey-oh, full sail, baby.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley. You can find me on Instagram at Cathy Kelley.
Yeah, that's right. At Jay Quasto, of course. Follow at Wrestling Buds for the Wrestling and Padres Slamcast on Nerdist. Every single week we bring it to you. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for being in chat roll. Thank you for being on iTunes. Thank you for watching on the interwebs. And this is a fun little triple threat match we had tonight.
Yeah.
Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.